Good morning. My name is Andrea Jenkins, and I am the president of the Minneapolis City Council, and I'm going to call to order this regular meeting for Wednesday, June 28th. This morning we have two resolutions to present, which we will do before taking up our regular order of business. And so we're going to start with a resolution honoring our outgoing director of Community Planning and Economic Development Department, Ms. Andrea Brennan. And my colleagues, Council Vice President Palmisano and Councilmember Lisa Goodman will read that resolution.
Ms. Brennan, do you want to join us? As you know, I do not like doing these goodbye resolutions because I always get emotional in talking to staff about the incredible work that they do. I'm going to try not to be emotional today, and I'm glad Lene is standing next to me because that will help. It is almost unbelievable that we had the good fortune to have you working in the city of Minneapolis as part of our team for 8 years. This says something about the institution as an employer that we are able across the board from the lowest paid employee to the highest paid employee. People are willing to come work with us to advance the important goals of the city, and we're really, really grateful for all of the time that you were willing to put into being our incredible housing director and our wonderful CPED director. And this resolution only partly reflects the very important work that you've done. And Lene is going to present it to you, and I will go ahead and read it. Honoring Andrea Brennan for her service and dedication to the city of Minneapolis. Andrea Brennan has devoted 22 years to public service, including more than 8 at the city of Minneapolis and its residents as the Director of Housing Policy and Development and Executive Director of the Community Planning and Economic Development Agency. Whereas Ms. Brennan established common ground, trust, and compassion by developing close working relationships with elected officials, colleagues, and community members that she served. Whereas Ms. Brennan built a strong team and highlighted their incredible accomplishments regularly. Whereas Ms. Brennan brought increased and intentional focus to the creation of safe and secure housing for the most vulnerable people in our community with the highest cost burden and the greatest destabilization risk. Whereas Ms. Brennan centered the city's focus on production of affordable housing in equity with program design and evaluation by prioritizing households with incomes at or below 30% of the area median income. Whereas Ms. Brennan changed policy at the city to address displacement, increasing the use of 4D affordable housing incentives, small and medium multifamily loans, and preservation of naturally occurring affordable housing that have all stabilized and preserved nearly 2,500 units of housing. We share.
Whereas Ms. Brennan's intentional focus tripled the output of affordable rental and ownership housing, increasing housing supply by thousands of units in all neighborhoods of Minneapolis. And whereas Ms. Brennan was instrumental in the creation of nation-leading housing policy changes contained within the Minneapolis 2040 plan. And whereas Ms. Brennan ensured the production of housing included opportunity at all income levels through the enactment of the inclusionary zoning policy. And whereas Ms. Brennan addressed racial disparities in homeownership, the foundation of generational wealth creation in the United States, through homebuyer education, down payment assistance, and perpetually affordable homeownership through the Minneapolis Homes program. And whereas Ms. Brennan responded to the license revocation of irresponsible landlords with innovative programming to stabilize over 40 affected tenants, including housing vouchers, city-provided rental units, and contract for deed ownership. And whereas Ms. Brennan worked to center programs on people through the advocacy of renter support, tenant protections, and homelessness prevention strategies, leading to the support of over 36,000 people receiving information, referrals, legal advice, or services across all 13 wards of Minneapolis. And whereas Ms. Brennan represented the city to expand affordable housing access through her service as a board member on the Family Housing Fund and the Minneapolis Public Housing Authority. And whereas Ms. Brennan was committed to creating an anti-racist culture in CPED and its programs through her leadership of department-level change and implementation of the Strategic Racial Equity Action Plan. Whereas Ms. Brennan led CPED through a series of historic crises, from the COVID pandemic to the unrest that followed the murder of Mr. George Floyd, with support for staff, innovation and reallocation of resources, and an emphasis on community needs. And whereas Ms. Brennan will bring her skills as a leader, colleague, mentor, and friend to her new role at the Greater Minnesota Housing Fund to increase access to housing statewide. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council, in recognition of her transformational leadership and significant contributions to the City of Minneapolis, do hereby present this resolution to Andrea Brennan, together with our most sincere thanks and appreciation for your dedicated service to all people in Minneapolis, and best wishes in future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is this on? Thank you so much for this this incredible honor. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to say this morning, it boils down to one thing, and that is public service is such an honor and a privilege. And it has been the honor and the privilege of my life to serve the city of Minneapolis, its residents, its businesses, the community. And I just think this is the most important work that all of us can do is giving back to our communities and engaging in public service. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this honor and this recognition. I'm deeply saddened to leave the incredible team and the incredibly committed staff throughout the city of Minneapolis, and know that the city is in really good hands with the dedicated and talented servants that we have. So thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, if I could ask for a moment of indulgence before she slips away to Ms. Brennan. I've had the pleasure of serving with Ms. Brennan, and as the longest-serving department head at this point, on behalf of the team that represents the administration, I wanted to say to you, Andrea, you've been a role model to all of us at the department head level. You have been a leader, a mentor, a friend, an advocate, not just for your team. CPED's better for your service, but the entire city administration is better for the time that you spent here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Clerk Carl. And I wanted to just give an opportunity for any of my other colleagues, if they might want to comment. We are using our speaker management, so if you want to comment, please indicate by checking in. And seeing no one in queue, I will comment. I just really want to thank outgoing Director Brennan for your commitment to public service. After the pandemic, we met weekly trying to ensure that we were distributing our very limited resources to the most vulnerable people in our communities. And then we had the racial uprising, and we had to meet weekly to talk about the rebuilding of Lake Street and all of the communities that have been really severely destroyed, really. And so that commitment to public service from yourself as a director, I think as Clerk Carl indicated, was a role model, and it really brought all of our other directors to the table and staff, and stepping up in those moments of really challenging devastating times in our city's history means a lot, and we can see the fruits of that labor today because we are turning the corner and we are rebuilding Lake Street and the communities all around the city, Broadway, 38th Street, all around the city, Cedar Riverside, et cetera, to its pre-pandemic state and beyond. So thank you so much for your service. And next in queue is Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm not going to say it better than anyone who's already spoken, but I just want to really say thank you, Director Brennan. And, you know, every interaction I've had with you, it was always clear you've brought your best every single day to City Hall, that you've truly cared about the whole community and every person in it. And you've always been so present in our conversations. You've always been so thoughtful, such a good listener, and always come back with really creative solutions, ideas, and plans, and taken every bit of the work seriously, and did everything that I saw that you could do to move the needle on these issues. And for that, I'm truly grateful, and I know the residents in my ward are grateful, as well as the people in this city. And they won't have the privilege of having been able to see that work firsthand, day in, day out, working with you like I have. And so I consider myself honored and lucky to have been able to work with you for the time that we were able to keep you here at City Hall, and that you were willing to step up and serve in that capacity. But you're really just an outstanding leader, and it's exciting to see you continue to grow as a leader in the ways that you're going to continue to contribute both to the people in Minneapolis and across Minnesota as well, and the ways that you've influenced other leaders and brought people up and helped mentor them, including folks in your department that I see here today that are stepping up in their leadership capacity as well because of your efforts too. So it is a huge impact that you leave here at the city, and it's bittersweet for us to see you move on from the city, but it is exciting to know that you're going to continue to lead and to serve and make a difference out there. So thank you so much. And I would be really remiss if I didn't say as well thank you to your family, because this is a shared effort. Anytime folks are working in a public leadership role, they are there supporting you. I know that, and I have heard that from you as well. And I know that they're a part of this too. And so congratulations to them as well, and your family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Johnson. Next in queue, we have Councilmember Vita.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to quickly say thank you so much, Director. You know I love you. You've done a great job at including the North Side, and that means a lot to me. A lot of times when you represent the North Side, you feel like you're left out, and you've done a great job. And not only you, but lifting up your staff to include the North Side also. I really appreciate that. But more than anything, I appreciate your dance moves. A few weeks ago, we were at a party together, and we did that cool little 360 thing, and there's a video somewhere. But there was some really good moves. So thank you. Thank you for your sense of humor, and thank you for caring. I really appreciate you.
So seeing no other folks in queue, we will move to our next resolution, which will be presented by myself, Councilmember Chavez, and Goodman. And it's a resolution honoring drag performance and culture as a form of free speech. So I'm gonna make my way down. I will invite all people who are here for that resolution to come up and join us.
Happy Pride. Can you guys scrunch together?
I'll start. Come on in, like we love each other. Love is love, right? Amen. So this resolution honoring drag performance and drag culture as a form of free speech. So proud to be able to present this resolution today. And it's not just for our community here in Minneapolis, but it's for communities all around the country, because we know that drag and drag culture, the LGBT community writ large, and specifically our trans youth are being attacked each and every day in legislatures and city halls all across America. So we are fighting back. Whereas drag performance is an art form built on self-expression and artistic performance, it can be a profession, an entertainment offering, a beacon of creativity, a symbol of community pride and queer excellence. It has been a place that all gender expressions and all races have actively contributed to throughout time. More recently, it has been used as a form of political protest in response to instances of discrimination, homophobia, and targeting of the LGBTQIA+ community through policing, community harassment, and brutality. And whereas the history and origins of drag performance and culture can vary depending on where you are in the world, most notably in the United States, drag performance and culture can be traced back to the late 1880s when William Dorsey Swan, an African-American man born into slavery, LGBTQ+ activist, and the self-proclaimed Queen of Drag, hosted a series of secret drag balls in Washington, D.C. Simultaneously, vaudeville shows and iconic artists featured specialty acts of burlesque, song, comedy, and dance from elegant and refined female impersonators, and became increasingly popular in touring circuits across America. Drag culture influenced all forms of popular culture, film, and media, and it was considered family entertainment in the early part of the 20th century, and in most cases, it is still considered family-friendly entertainment.
Whereas in the early 1900s, throughout the Midwest and Minneapolis, establishments like the Pantages and Opium and the Metropolitan were known entertainment venues, revered in their traveling variety shows, and on par with the vaudeville shows and the Persian Palms, previously located on Washington Avenue, is known to have hosted one of the Twin Cities' first drag revues, and establishments like the Duget Bar and the Herbs were considered social refuge for members of the local LGBTQ+ community. Local artists were also known to perform in their homes, private clubs, piano bars, and lounges in college campuses, and small social gatherings which have influenced the ongoing popularity of the arts in Minneapolis. And whereas the drag as an art form has been impacted by laws restricting cross-dressing and gender expression that didn't match the gender shown on the person's identification card, and dates back to nearly 150 years. In 1863, San Francisco was the first place to enact legislation to ban cross-dressing in public. This action led to the proliferation of similar laws across the country, including here in Minneapolis, where we enacted a similar ordinance in 1877. And new laws restricting gender expressions are being proposed and passed to this day. And whereas these discriminatory laws used for several decades to erase, harm, harass, and silence LGBTQ+ people, additionally, commonplace arrests subsequently led individuals' names being published in local newspapers, causing many individuals to be outed, beaten, ostracized, and employment opportunities being jeopardized.
Whereas the success of many of the fearless artists and activists, many with us today, in the gay liberation movement in the 1960s to 80s ultimately led to this formerly discreet entertainment subculture to be accepted and celebrated as part of the mainstream GLBTQ plus culture was the first. I'm loud, Casey, man, I'm loud. With the first Twin Cities Pride March in 1972 on Nicollet Mall, and has become an important part of the cultural and aesthetic fabric of our city and vibrant part of our nighttime economy. Looking forward to today, we are proud to have the many historic venues and producers that curate, showcase, and promote drag culture here in Minneapolis. Establishments like the Gay 90s, Roxy's Cabaret, Lush, The Saloon, Flip Phone, First Avenue, Crave, Union, Ladies of the Lake, Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, Walker Art Center, University of Minnesota, Patrick's Cabaret, Bryant Lake Bowl, Twin Cities Pride, and Out Twin Cities Film Festival, as well as many other performance art events produced by local artists in Minneapolis. They are making our city a safe haven for progressive creative expression and celebration of diversity, equity, inclusion. And whereas the city of Minneapolis uplifts efforts that protect and promote drag culture and transgender lives, such as the creation of West Hollywood's Drag Laureate program and the repeal of New York's loitering for the purpose of prostitution law. And we celebrate the important legacy of all drag artists who have offered their creativity and generosity for generations to support community building and healing, not only in the LGBTQA community, but the broader community as well. And whereas we condemn the rise of anti-drag and anti-transgender legislation where bans and restrictions have passed or are being advanced, such as Tennessee, which this past spring became the first state to criminalize drag shows on public property or in places where children may be present. And whereas nearly 500 anti-transgender legislative bills have been introduced across our country this year alone, with over 30 bills that specifically aim to restrict and limit drag performances, this number is expected to grow. Whereas the normalization of anti-transgender and anti-drag legislation will continue to greatly impact the health and well-being of LGBTQ plus youth and the broader LGBTQ plus community nationwide. And I'll come back to you.
And whereas Minneapolis will continue to take actions to remain a safe and welcoming city in steadfast support of drag artists and performance, drag history, culture, and complete freedom of gender expression. And we recognize, honor, and celebrate the contributions of our renowned drag community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and city council do hereby express our city's values and support for the rights of all individuals to express themselves freely and openly, and stand in support of drag artists and drag performers everywhere. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Can we all just kind of pull in so we can get a great group photo? I know, Nina, would you like to say a few words?
I didn't prepare anything. You could have warned me. This is pretty spectacular. I've been in the drag community here in Minneapolis for, I guess I'll say it, over 25 years, and starting my career at the Gay 90s and rounding it out here and restarting it at Roxy's Cabaret. And just, I have close friends and longtime friends in other parts of the country, Florida, Tennessee, where their livelihood is being threatened, and they are afraid of, laws that are being introduced in some have passed. Some have been overturned, but it's still an uphill battle, and it's often easy to be here in Minneapolis and not be affected by it. So days like today really remind me that we are living in a special place in the city of Minneapolis that does protect us and appreciate us, but not to forget that there are our brothers and sisters across the country that are going to be affected in one way or another by this level of stupidity that has just come back. So for some reason, you know, I'm going to Fargo in August to headline their gay pride celebration there, and they have had to secure like 3 different venues in the event that certain laws may be passed by the time their celebration happens. So it's not lost on me how fortunate we are here in Minneapolis to have the support of not only the community but the city council, and so I'm just really deeply grateful, and go support local drag.
Thank you, everybody. And we do have copies of the resolution for folks to take home and frame up in your organizations and communities. So thank you so much for being here this morning, and we appreciate you all. Love is love. Love is love. Thank you all for indulging us in those resolutions. And I will now ask the clerk to call the roll to verify that we do have the presence of a quorum.
Councilmember Payne.
Present.
Councilmember Koski.
Present.
Councilmember Shugtai is absent. Councilmember Chavez.
Present.
Councilmember Ellison is absent. Councilmember Vitaw.
Present.
Councilmember Rainville.
Present.
Councilmember Goodman.
Present.
Councilmember Wansley.
Present.
Councilmember Johnson.
Present.
Councilmember Osman is absent. Vice President Palmisano.
Present.
President Jenkins.
Present.
There are 10 members present.
Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum. Next, we have the adoption of our agenda, colleagues. The agenda for today's meeting is before us, and I'll ask, are there any amendments to the agenda? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vitaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
Thank you, Clerk Call, and I will note I did not get a motion to do that, but it passed.
No one objected, so it stands.
Exactly. And next item of business is the acceptance of minutes from our regular meeting on June 15th. May I have a motion to accept those minutes?
So moved.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vitaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That passes, and those minutes have been accepted. Finally, we have the referrals of petitions, communications, reports to the proper committees. May I have that motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vitaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and the next order of business is reports from our standing committees, and we'll start with the Budget Committee report given by the committee's chair, Councilmember Kotzky.
Thank you, Madam President. The Budget Committee is bringing forward 2 items today. Number 1 is market adjustment to salary schedules for non-represented and appointed employees in the Human Resources Department. And number 2 is vacation adjustments and salary increases for eligible sworn appointed employees in the Police Department. I have moved approval of the Budget Committee report.
Thank you, Councilmember Koski. Is there any comments from my colleagues? I see in queue, Councilmember Wansley.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to move item 2 for both a separate vote and discussion.
Councilmember Wansley has requested to have a separate vote on items number 2 and, sorry, Councilmember, can you repeat that?
Yep, just item 2.
Just item number 2, thank you. Next in queue is Councilmember Payne.
Thank you, Madam President. I was going to specifically move item 2.4 for a separate vote, but I will follow the guidance of the chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Payne. And I think if we move the entire item number 4 for a separate vote, would that satisfy your request as well, or?
It's sub point 2, 2.4.
2.4. Okay, all righty. So we will take separate votes on items number 2 and item number 2.4. So seeing no other questions or comments, I'm going to ask the clerk to call the roll on the Budget Committee report, sans items number 2 and 2.4.
This is on item number 1. Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Koski.
Aye.
Chavez.
Aye.
Vita.
Aye.
Rainville. Goodman. Wansley.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano. President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and item number 1 on the Budget Committee report is adopted. Next, we have item number 2. Are there any comments? I see Councilmember Wansley in queue.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. I want to note I was not here on Monday during committee where this item was discussed, but I had the opportunity to watch the recording and was very appalled to see that there was overwhelming support for a bonus of $6,500 for MPD appointed employees, despite the fact that no staff had been consulted. There was no understanding of where the funds would come from or how this fits into a larger compensation parity plan. I also want to flag that the verbal amendment for these bonuses was procedurally incorrect, as at least what I've been told repeatedly is that all substantial motions need to be submitted in writing. So I am frustrated to see what could be perceived as a double standard about when and how procedural rules are enforced. But back to the issues of the bonuses, I do want to just conclude on this of I'm very concerned about this pattern of MPD being in the direction of bankrupting the city through their decades of unconstitutional and inhumane behavior. The fact that we are continuing to rubber stamp raises and bonuses for MPD while under the MDHR legal settlement agreement, and then also the pending DOJ consent decree is quite shameful. So I will be voting no on items 2.3 and 2.4 because I cannot approve MPD costing taxpayers a single penny more than what they already have cost. So I just want to also flag for the public that items 2.1 and 2.2 are actually fiscally neutral, so I will be supporting those, but I did want to share that for the public record since I was not here on Monday.
Thank you, Councilmember Wansley. Councilmember Rainville.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will be voting for this, and I really appreciate the work that's being done by the command staff. They have done a great job in reducing public safety, and they've been bypassed on raises and bonuses, and it's time to correct that. I really enjoy the relationship I've developed with Inspector Peterson in the 1st precinct, Inspector McGinney in the 2nd precinct, Commander Case with his great work on his specialized services. Public safety is important. Paying public safety is important. And I want to remind my colleagues that we're under a court order to increase our staff, our police staff. This is part of that process. You have to pay people for the job, all people. Everybody, all 4,000 employees deserve to be paid fairly. Again, I will be voting yes today.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next in queue is Councilmember Payne.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Building on some of the concerns that Councilmember Wansley raised, I actually had a pretty extensive conversation with leadership around this, and I was really appalled by how this process unfolded. I think that as we're looking at these future investments in our public safety system, we need to be comprehensive about that approach, which means also thinking about our 911 dispatchers, thinking about our firefighters, thinking about emergency management, thinking about our alternatives. The state legislature passed new funding for that specific type of investment, especially around alternatives. And we didn't have a robust process in coming up with this bonus. And I think what would be appropriate for us to do is send this back to committee so that we can actually do that robust process. I'd like to give a retention bonus to our 911 dispatchers. I'd like us to discuss giving up our parking spaces for our 911 dispatchers. I was able to join one of our labor management committees where we heard really important stories from our frontline workers around their sense of safety working for the city. And it was a very small thing that they were requesting, but they said parking in the federal ramp would give them a huge peace of mind when they're closing out their shift at the end of the night, leaving City Hall. I think there's a lot of things that we could be doing to be looking out for our public safety workers, not just police, and just by bringing motions forward without any type of analysis is, I think, doing an injustice to our frontline staff. And so I'm going to make a motion to refer this back to committee so that we can actually be intentional about those investments. If I could get a second.
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Payne. Councilmember Payne has moved to return to committee the entire item number 2 or item number 2.4?
2.4.
Item number 2.4 to committee. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Nay.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vito.
No.
Councilmember Rainville.
No.
Councilmember Goodman.
No.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
No.
Vice President Palmisano.
No.
President Jenkins.
Nay.
There are 3 ayes and 7 nays.
That motion fails, and we are back to the original motion on item number 2.
Madam President, for clarification of the voting record on this item, I had heard that potentially 2.1 and 2.2 could be taken up together, and that 2.3 and 2.4 could be separate votes. That the concerns I heard were raised around 2.3 and 2.4. If that's true and the body agrees, I would suggest that we take up a motion on 2.1, 2.2 together, vote on that, and then come back to the other 2 items that remain.
Thank you, Clerk Carl. I mean, I heard express concern about those items, but not particularly moving that out, but I appreciate the correction. And so we will take up items number 2.1 and 2.2 first and take a vote on those items if that's the will of the body. And seeing no discussion, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vito.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and we are now voting on items 2.3 and 2.4. So first, we are voting on item number 2.3. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
No.
Councilmember Vita.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Nay.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 8 ayes and 2 nays.
That carries, and we are now voting on item number 2.4. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Nay.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
No.
Councilmember Vita.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Nay.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 7 ayes and 3 nays.
That carries, and that budget report has now been adopted. The next order of business on our agenda is the Business Inspections, Housing, and Zoning Committee, and that report will be presented by the chair, Councilmember Goodman.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the council. We have 9 items in front of us this morning from the Business Inspections, Housing, and Zoning Committee. Item number 1 is a permanent expansion of premise for Coalition, and item number 2 is an on-sale liquor with limited entertainment for the Puttery. Item 3 are the liquor license approvals. 4 are the liquor license renewals. Item number 5 is grant applications that we are blessing, essentially, from the Met Council as well as Hennepin County. Item 6 are additional Met Council pre-development grant applications. Item number 7 is an alley vacation. Item number 8 is a commercial property development fund loan for Ergo Holdings at 901 West Broadway. And item number 10 are appointments to the Minneapolis Workforce Development Board. With that, I'll move items 1 through 9 for approval this morning.
Thank you, Councilmember Goodman, and Councilmember Goodman has moved that committee's report. Is there any comments or questions from my colleagues? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vita.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and that report is adopted. Our next committee report is the Policy Government Oversight Committee, and that report will be presented by the committee's vice chair, Councilmember Wansley.
Yep. Thank you, Madam President. The Policy and Government Oversight Committee is bringing forward 10 items for approval. The first is a passage of resolution for gift acceptance from DC Police Leadership Academy for travel expenses. Number 2 is authorizing a contract amendment with GovernmentJobs.com, Inc. for a NeoGov applicant tracking system for Human Resources Department. Number 3 is authorizing a contract amendment with HBC Acquisitions, LLC for improvements at 1049 10th Avenue Southeast. Number 4 is authorizing a contract amendment with Hennepin Healthcare System, Inc. for fire EMS training and education services. Number 5 is authorizing a contract amendment with CNA Consulting Engineers for construction oversight services for the Central City Parallel Tunnel Project. Number 6 is authorizing a contract amendment with V and Company, Inc. for the Bryant Avenue South Street Reconstruction Project. Number 7 is approving a legal settlement, Charles Orange versus the City of Minneapolis. Staff has reached out due to the dollar amount being incorrect. So, the agenda had $12,000, but the correct amount is $18,000. So I'll be amending that when I move the report. Number 8 is approving litigation matter of Andre Moore versus Tony parka, nail wash, John Doe number 1 and number 2 in the city of Minneapolis. Number 9 is authorizing a contract amendment with Wool Architects and Engineers for City Hall office space renovation project. And number 10 is accepting a bid for lead hazard control. With that, I'll move approval of all items, including amendment to item 7 to correct that dollar amount to be $18,000 instead of $12,000.
Councilmember Wansley has moved the POGO committee report. Are there any questions or comments from my colleagues? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vitaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries and that report is adopted. Next, we have the report from the Public Health and Safety Committee, which will be presented by the Chair, Councilmember Vitaw.
Thank you, Madam President. The Public Health and Safety Committee is bringing forward 7 items. Item 1 is authorizing the police to enter into a mutual aid agreement with the FBI, Bloomington Police Department Bomb Squad, Crow Wing County Sheriff's Department's Regional Bomb Squad, and the St. Paul Police Department Bomb Squad in the event of an emergency. Item 2 is accepting a grant from the Minnesota Division of Homeland Security to enhance emergency management capabilities. Item 3 is authorizing an extension of 6 months for the grant agreement with the Minnesota Division of Homeland Security for completion of a training plan for Public Works water treatment. Item 4 is authorizing the submittal of a grant application to the Department of Energy for the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant Program. Item 5 is accepting a grant from the EPA for enhanced air monitoring. Item 6 is accepting a grant from the Minnesota Department of Health for culturally specific family home visiting services. And item 7 is authorizing payments for sponsorship for city presence and outreach at community events. I'll move for approval of these items.
Thank you, Councilmember Vitaw, and Councilmember Vitaw has moved the Public Health and Safety Committee report. Are there any questions or comments from my colleagues? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vitaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and that committee's report is adopted. Finally, we have the report from our Public Works and Infrastructure Committee. That report will be presented by the Chair, Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Madam President. The Public Works Infrastructure Committee is bringing forward 5 items today. The first 3 items are large block event permits for the Taste of Minnesota, Wordplay, and the North Loop Food Truck Fair. Item number 4 is a sewer service line repair special assessment cancellation and reassessment. And item number 5 is a sidewalk, snow, and ice removal pilot project high-level cost analysis. That's a legislative directive requesting additional numbers from a recent report. I will go ahead and move the full committee report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Johnson, and Councilmember Johnson has moved the Public Works and Infrastructure Committee report. Are there any questions or comments from my colleagues? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vitaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and that committee report is adopted. That completes the reports of our standing committees. Next, we have the introduction and referral calendar. Pursuant to notice, Councilmember Goodman will be introducing and giving first reading to an ordinance amending the zoning code, amending the site plan review standards to reference new exterior building material guidelines, which will be referred to the Business Inspection and Housing and Zoning Committee in the next cycle. Pursuant to notice, Council members Chuck Ty and Osmond will be introducing and giving first reading to the subject matter of an ordinance amending the housing code to be submitted to the voters at the November 7th, 2023 municipal election adding a new chapter 252, providing for a rent stabilization ordinance consistent with the Framework 5 model advanced by the city's Housing Rent Stabilization Work Group, which will be referred to the Business Inspections, Housing and Zoning Committee in the next cycle. And finally, a technical amendment related to the land use rezoning study. Councilmember Goodman has a motion to amend the prior introduction of the subject matter of an ordinance amending the zoning code to update the zoning maps chapter numbers from 521 to 530, which is a result of the adoption of the revised Title 20. That will be referred to the Business Inspections, Housing, and Zoning Committee in the next cycle. Are there any questions from my colleagues and council members on those introductions? Councilmember Goodman.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to suggest we vote on items 1 and 3. At the same time, I want to note that item number 1 is something we've been waiting on for like 6 years. And if anyone is interested in talking to me about it, I'm happy to discuss it, and it will be in committee, I believe, in the next cycle. Item 3 is a technical amendment, as the staff suggested, and I don't believe to be controversial, but needs to be changed in committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Goodman. Councilmember Goodman has requested a vote on items number 1 and 3, and then a separate vote on the second notice of introduction. And so we will take that action as suggested. And so are there any questions or comments on items number 1 and 3? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vita.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and our next vote is on the notice by Councilmembers Chuck Ty and Osmond related to rent stabilization. I'm calling that item number 2. And so, are there any comments or questions from my colleagues? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Nay.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vita.
No.
Councilmember Rainville.
No.
Councilmember Goodman.
No.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
No.
Vice President Palmisano.
No.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 4 ayes, 6 nays.
That item fails.
Council President.
And so I have Councilmember Chavez in queue, and after that, Council Vice President Palmisano.
Aye, Council President Jenkins, thank you. I'm shocked right now. There's 3 Muslim council members celebrating Eid with their families. Our Muslim staff and our Muslim council members were not consulted with about our meeting being moved from Thursday to Wednesday. 2 of the authors are Muslim council members who are celebrating Eid with their families. And because this meeting was moved, now our community members don't have the opportunity to even have a discussion about rent stabilization for the city of Minneapolis. And this is a notice of introduction being referred to committee. It's not even the policy being voted on. But because a council meeting was moved from Thursday to Wednesday without Muslim council members being consulted with, or Muslim staff in the city of Minneapolis being consulted with, we aren't able to discuss rent stabilization for the rest of the year. That is just shocking to me. And I hope, Council President, that you can fix this for us. And I hope that we can stand for your leadership, because this is just wrong. And it's frustrating, and it makes me angry. Because 3 Muslim council members can't be here voting in favor of a policy they support. 2 of the authors that are authoring this rent stabilization policy because they're spending time with their families, celebrating Eid, that's just wrong. And I couldn't stand here. And I'm shocked that this even happened to begin with. So I didn't even say this beforehand. But I hope that sits well with everybody here today.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Vice President Palmisano.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I would like to ask the clerk to please clarify. I believe that we voted on this calendar last year and again at the beginning of this year. This meeting wasn't changed, rather it was intentionally set up to be today to specifically accommodate the Muslim holiday of Eid. Is that accurate?
Council President, Council Vice President, the City Council adopted its original calendar for regular meetings for the entire two-year term on January 19th of 2022, and then reaffirmed this year's calendar 2023 at its meeting on September 30th, 2022. Those calendars have always been prepared in recognition of the state holiday list, which the city also observes, and the council has identified a number of other significant dates to be recognized. Many of those additional significant dates are Islamic and Jewish holidays. We have a long tradition and practice of attempting to, not only as council but as a city, enforce the recognition of those additional dates of significance so that not only council and council committee meetings, but meetings of all city boards, commissions, work groups, and other public-facing events are not held on dates that the council adopts as part of its official calendar. To the extent that the clerk's office manages that calendar, we have always relied upon those council members who represent those traditions of faith to tell us when and if there are changes, since we don't track that after the council adopts the calendar. So to the extent that the clerk's office failed to check back and recognize that the holiday was actually identified for today versus tomorrow when it was originally adopted as part of the adopted calendar, I can apologize, but that has not been our practice to expect the clerks to check back on those holidays. So with apologies, I will say that we've done our best to track those dates the best that we can. We do check with the council offices to make sure that those calendar dates and dates of significance are reflected and updated on a regular basis. This one unfortunately got missed, and by the time it was brought to my attention, which was Monday afternoon this week, it was too late for us to change the calendar because under state law, we must give a minimum of 3 days' notice to change a meeting. By Monday afternoon, we didn't have 3 dates to change the schedule. So again, apologies that this calendar mishap happened, but it certainly was not intentional. And the adoption of that calendar was, in fact, done, Councilmember Chavez, in consultation with ward offices.
Thank you. Council President, what I wanted to say is, well, I do regret this wasn't brought to our attention until well beyond our ability to change that. 3 days' notice is all it would have taken, and our colleagues that are authors here sent out this calendar of approvals of what that timeline would be. As you're aware, this no vote is not a dispositive motion, so I would like to take a vote to return this item to author at this time.
Council Vice President Palmisano has moved to return this item to the author. Are there any questions or comments from my colleagues? And I guess, so Councilmember Chavez is in queue.
Thank you, Council President Jenkins. If the Council Vice President may yield for a question, just wondering if you can walk us through the process of sending it back to the author.
Madam Chair, Councilmember Chavez, I am not the city clerk, but making a no vote on this today doesn't do anything to it at this time. Putting it in a place so that it doesn't just sit would return it to the author, and that would effectively mean that we wouldn't be working on Framework 5 anymore.
And thank you, Council Vice President. Can the clerk clarify if that is what is happening?
Madam President, Councilmember Chavez, the motion to return to author is a motion to postpone indefinitely the item before the body.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember and City Clerk. Next in queue is Councilmember Payne.
Thank you, Madam President. I share in Councilmember Chavez's outrage. The city of Minneapolis voted for this policy. We as a body voted to form a work group that represented renters, landlords, developers, every single important stakeholder in this discussion. And they brought forward a definitive policy. A majority voted for that policy. And we're killing it today? That's outrageous. And I just have a question for the city clerk. What is the implication from a timeline perspective? Because we know that we were working towards getting this on the ballot this year by returning it to the author.
Madam President, Councilmember Payne, in terms of the timeline, I'll start at the reverse. The timeline is that any ballot question to be referred to the voters this year has to be submitted to the county and to the Secretary of State by no later than Friday, August 25th, as I've shared multiple times. And so working backward from that puts us in a place where a normal ordinance would take at least 2 months to draft. The council took the step of adopting by motion a directive to the city attorney indicating that the city attorney should draft this policy according to Framework 5 as recommended by the Housing Rent Stabilization Work Group, as you noted. And so that was the direction taken by this body, reflected in the item on the agenda today. If the motion to return to author is successful, then that item is killed. And then it would be up to the council to attempt to bring forward some other policy that is substantially different in form from the one that's in queue right now. The difficulty I would express is that there is little, if any, time left for the council to consider a policy this year, in that, again, it takes about 2 months. We would have to start the process again. There'd have to be a new direction on what are the frameworks to be included in a motion to draft the ordinance. There'd have to be a notice, the introduction, first reading, and referral, refer to committee, setting of a public hearing. After the public hearing is an opportunity for the body, of course, to consider refining or perfecting the draft before forwarding its recommendation to the full council. The full council has to act on an ordinance, which is the policy, and a resolution, which sets the language of the ballot question, and both of those official acts are subject to the mayor's consideration. The mayor has 5 days, not including Sunday, in which to consider the council's acts, and if they're vetoed, it would have to be back in time, all before August 25th, for the council to reconsider a veto.
That sounds like we ought to be ashamed of ourselves as a body for not being able to govern and follow democratic norms.
Councilmember Wansley.
Thank you. I just got 5 words for the public. Take it to the ballot. Democracy has failed here time and time again. We often see in this body, in the mayor's office, where things are struck down, priorities that we know working class people need in our city that do not align with corporate interests that has great influence in this place. We see those things shot down. And we're seeing that all across the country. That is not an anomaly here to Minneapolis. Right now, we have thousands of folks after City Council in Atlanta decided to give, like we are currently doing, substantial payouts to their violent police departments through the building of Cop City. We saw them also vote in favor of something that has received wide-scale opposition across, not only just in Atlanta, but across the country. And when City Council looked in the eyes of 1,000 folks who testified at a public hearing saying we will not have our natural forests be destroyed so you can build a playground for police to go and practice violent tactics amongst one another and then take those across the country, when they voted that down, the people did not stop fighting. They took it to the ballot. They're taking it to the ballot right now. They're doing a referendum because too often we see places like this where democracy is circumvented, and the people should absolutely should absolutely be looking at whatever tool possible that they can to use to make sure that when this body, when the mayor's office is not in alignment with your needs, your everyday realities, you all should still be in the driver's seat of creating change in this city. And we know some of the most popular initiatives that has passed in this city, despite opposition from this body, has often been taken to the ballot. I know we got a great presentation on the fears and horrible outcomes of the 15 minimum wage, but it happened because thousands of low-wage workers said, I'm tired of working 3 jobs for poverty wages, and I'm gonna take it to the ballot, despite what this council said at that time, despite what the mayor said at that time. That's how we got 15. We would have got East Phillips earlier if we would have took it to the ballot and didn't have to go through the shenanigans on this place. So I would say, y'all, here's a great opportunity in front of us to explore other ways to take democracy into our own hands for the people, because that's the way forward. It doesn't matter if this body decides what it's going to do. It's constantly deciding to go down a downward spiral, but the power lies in your hands, and just know you got folks on this body who's going to fight to make rent control possible for our renter majority city, regardless of what the mayor says, what this council says. So I just wanted to let y'all know that we have other tools at our disposal.
Council Vice President Palmisano.
Thank you, Madam President. I need to disagree with what my colleague said earlier. Councilmember Payne said that Minneapolis voted for this. The city of Minneapolis did not vote for this policy that includes Framework 5. They did vote to explore this and what its impacts would be. Framework 5 is not a path to housing stability or affordability in our city. Furthermore, this is and has been an absolute distraction to our city doing meaningful work, informed and studied by experts, informed by experiences of other places, and informed by community. We've been given clear recommendations on what would actually help affordability and housing stability in our city. Let's work on that. Let's work on that right now. We can do that if we can clear this conversation out of the way.
Council Member Payne.
Thank you, Madam President. The city of Minneapolis voted for us to do our job. And that job was very simple. Bring forward a policy. We deferred that to a work group. And then when that work group brought forward a policy, today we deferred that to some date uncertain. And we should be ashamed of ourselves for that.
Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Madam President. You know, the people of Minneapolis voted to give us the option around exploring a policy. I think that's something we should explore. That's something I support exploring. I'm glad that a work group has given us perspective and thoughts on this. So have our staff, who said don't do it. So we have a lot of information to weigh. We have a big conversation around this topic. We also, at the end of the day, if we're going to have something go on the ballot, it needs support of 7 council members plus the mayor, or 9 council members total that are willing to override a mayoral veto, which the mayor has been very clear that he will veto Framework 5. When I have spoken with the authors of this, I have been very clear, I do not support Framework 5. I will not vote for Framework 5 drafting or notice of introduction, which is why I voted against the introduction. I understand now we've got a situation here with this item and this disposition on it. I have concerns around the impact around the timeline and our ability around continuing the conversation this year, which I think is important that we continue that work. I don't think this work should be pushed off in that regard. And I also am sad that we don't have 3 of our colleagues here today that clearly have an opinion on this topic and are not able to be here with us today on this. So on this particular motion to return to author, I am going to abstain.
Councilmember Vito.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to say that, it's unfortunate that people have been misinformed about what rent control does for residents, that it's not gonna work. It's not, this 3% cap is not gonna help the people that we as a body are saying we want to help. I don't understand how this narrative just, keeps getting around. Rent control has not helped anywhere. It's just not a thing. It doesn't help anywhere. It's not gonna work in this city. We have work to do. As a Ward 4 resident, what I hear about is problem properties, landlords who are not taking care of their properties. I hear about safety is the main thing. I want my kids to be able to walk to the school bus and be safe. And so I'm happy that, we get a chance to go back and relook at what we can do to help our residents. This, I've said it since I've been here, and I'll say it again. This was not the right way to go with helping the residents that we say we want to help here in Minneapolis. If we're going to help, we need to build housing. Rent control is going to stop the building of housing. And so therefore today, I'm not going to be supporting keeping this going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Wansley, I believe. Are you still in queue? Councilmember Chavez.
Council President Jenkins, thank you. Every council member has the power to do amendments. Every council has the power to do, there's 6 members in the Biz Committee that can do amendments, and then the full council, there's 13 members in this council that can do amendments. If you don't like part of the policy, great. Let's talk as colleagues. Let's figure out what you don't like and amend it at full council. And I'm also not just gonna sit here and let people's conscience in this body walk out clean and blame council members that are Muslim in this body for the calendar failures. When council members that are Muslim brought up that this was going to happen during Eid celebration with their family, we could have figured it out. We could have come back to council today and met up a different day, figure out a recess. Council leadership could have figured something out to make sure that council members that are Muslim could be here today. That is called being creative. That is called doing the right thing. And I'm not going to sit here and let people's conscience walk out clean today.
Thank you, Councilmember. Seeing no further comments from my colleagues, I'm sorry, we have Council Vice President Palmisano in queue.
Sorry, Council President, I just wanted to make sure that there was a second for this motion, and I asked my colleagues to support this so that we can move on and do the important work of helping with all of the inroads consistent with the resolution we did this morning for the outgoing CPED director to work on meaningful housing affordability initiatives across our city. Thank you.
And colleagues, we have a motion before us with a proper second made by Council Vice President Palmisano to return this item to the authors. We've heard substantial conversation. I do just want to state we made every attempt to try to accommodate the Muslim members of our council, which is why we are meeting on this day. And then subsequently, I am not a Muslim, so I don't know how that calendar works. However, it turned out that Eid fell on this day. And so it's deeply unfortunate, and we have to move forward with the work of the City Council. So seeing no further comments on this motion, I will ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
No.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
No.
Councilmember Vita.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Nay.
Councilmember Johnson.
Abstain.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Nay.
There are 5 ayes, 4 nays, and 1 abstention.
And that item fails.
Carries.
I'm
That-
sorry,
that item
that
fails.
item carries. And so this item will be returned to the author. The next order of business is resolutions. We have 2 honorary resolutions that were read at the beginning of the meeting. Are there any further comments from my colleagues? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vita.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and those resolutions have been adopted. Colleagues, we will now consider motions that were noticed at our last meeting by council members Vital and Koski related to the appointed position of the Director Partnership and Outreach in the Office of Community Safety, and I'll call on Council Members Koski as the Budget Chair to introduce those motions.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to discharge from the Budget Committee consideration of the proposed appointed position of the Director of Partnership and Outreach in the Office of Community Safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Koski has moved to discharge the Budget Committee report and approve the establishment of the position. Is that accurate? And so we'll first vote on the motion to discharge the Budget Committee from further consideration of the establishment of the appointed position of Director of Partnerships and Outreach. If that motion is adopted, then we will consider the next motions to approve the establishment of the position and the salary schedule. Is there any discussion? Councilmember Wansley.
Thank you, Madam President. So just want to name, I've always been a proponent of expanding our comprehensive public safety system. In fact, in early 2022, I introduced language for a Department of Public Safety that would centralize and prioritize investments into our unarmed public safety responses so that we could begin to build out a real comprehensive public safety system. Majority of my colleagues at that time voted against that, but the conversations continue. And in the summer of 2022, Dr. Oftelli from Harvard, a consultant from Harvard, presented a framework for the comprehensive public safety system in Minneapolis that integrated public safety areas around prevention, mitigation, response, and healing. Dr. Oftelli's presentation was publicly discussed as it's supposed to be the basis and foundation for the work of our new Office of Community Safety. And now OCS has been up and running for about 8 months. And recently it's come to light that there's still lack of clarity about the vision, the goals, and work plan of OCS. I know many of you are aware because I shared those concerns in a memo with you all about some of those concerns, and was heartened to actually hear back from Mayor Fry that Commissioner Alexander and Chief of Staff Jeffries have met with Dr. Oftelli and his team multiple times to dig into what is supposed to be a draft findings report that should be coming forward to the mayor and the city council in coming weeks, which will include recommendations to implement a comprehensive and public health-focused public safety system. I'm excited to hear that that presentation is coming to PHS on July 12th. However, as I made the original motion to move this item to August, it does seem like it would be good governance to make a few weeks of patience and waiting to approve these new positions, or this particular position, once we actually have a full understanding of the plan. For many of us in 2021, we heard over and over again that residents wanted this body to produce a plan for public safety. And the mayor has actually confirmed that, there's a plan that's in the works with the collaboration of Dr. Oftelli that's going to be coming forward in the coming weeks. Sorry, speaking. However, we've been all waiting several years for this plan. And at this point, as I mentioned, it makes sense to wait a few more weeks so that we're all on the same page before we start adding positions. If we move forward with this now, it continues a pattern of what we've been doing so far under government restructure of piecemealing positions and hoping that it somehow creates transformative change. And in this case, we're thinking that piecemealing positions for a public safety system is going to create transformative change. But we actually have the opportunity to take a big picture view of the transformation that we're aiming for. And then we can, create and discuss positions that will help us get there. And from my understanding, that will be included in the Dr. Oftelli report. So in light of all of that, I am voting no on this motion today because I would like to see a plan for once from this body around our public safety system, and to then use that as a basis to discuss all the positions that will support the execution of that plan, because then we'll be able to share a big picture of how we're going to keep all of our residents safe, and not just through armed solutions. We'll be able to share that information with them in the next couple of weeks and talk about what those positions look like and how we're going to fund it. So I at least wanted to note that in light of Budget Chair Koski and also Councilmember Vita bringing forward this motion to expedite the approval of this position.
Thank you, Councilmember Wansley. Are there any further comments or questions? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll on the motion to discharge.
And Madam President, just to clarify, since we don't do this often, the motion to discharge puts the items before the body. So right now, we're voting on the motion to discharge, and that's all, is the motion to discharge those items out of committee.
Yes.
Councilmember,
Thank you for that clarity.
Councilmember Payne,
Nay.
Councilmember Koski,
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez,
No.
Councilmember Vita,
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman,
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley,
Nay.
Councilmember Johnson,
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano,
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 7 ayes and 3 nays.
That carries, and that motion to discharge has been adopted. And so next, we will consider the motion to approve the establishment of the position and the salary schedule. Are there any discussion? Seeing no discussion or questions, clerk, please.
Madam President, we need a motion and a second to approve the items as they're stated on the agenda.
So moved.
All right. We now have a motion and a proper second to consider the motion. It seems like it was already a motion, however, to approve the establishment of the position and salary schedule. Once again, is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne, Councilmember Koski, Councilmember Chavez,
Aye.
Councilmember Vita,
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman,
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley,
Nay.
Councilmember Johnson,
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano,
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 9 ayes and 1 nay.
That carries, and that motion is adopted. Next, do we have any announcements? We do have a closed session this afternoon, and before we move to closed session, I guess it's still morning, I'll take up any announcements. Do any of my colleagues have any announcements? Any announcements? Councilmember Rainville.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to announce that Rebirth of Downtown continues with the Taste of Minnesota celebration and, of course, the 4th of July, and hope everybody has a chance to come down and enjoy downtown Minneapolis. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rainville. Are there any other announcements? I will note that this coming weekend is also Somali Independence Day, and there will be a celebration on Lake Street to honor that. This is Somali Week, and so our community members will be out celebrating that on Lake Street this coming weekend, and I encourage you all to join. I do want to just note that this past weekend, the city of Minneapolis hosted a number of really large-scale events: Twin Cities Pride Festival, Taylor Swift concerts, and dozens of other events. We had over 500,000 people to visit our great city, and enjoy fun and safe activities. I think we can claim that this weekend was a phenomenal success. It marks a significant point in the city and shows that we are strong and vibrant as we continue our recovery from COVID-19, as well as the uprisings that we saw have rocked our city. This success would not have been possible without the tremendous work of our city leadership and staff. I want to note specifically the leadership of our Community Safety Commissioner, Dr. Cedric Alexander, and the swift summer plan that was enacted, providing the first time crucial coordination of all the city's efforts, which showed the immense value of the new Office of Community Safety. I want to note that our interim Chief Operations Officer, Ms. Johnson, and her departments were present with city resources to achieve those goals to help keep our communities safe. Thank you to our police officers, our firefighters, 911, 311 workers, our traffic agent controls, and all other staff who worked hard throughout this weekend to provide proactive, responsive service to our residents and visitors. And those efforts were integral to our city's success, and we cannot thank you enough for your efforts. Just want to really shout out all of our inspectors, MPD Deputy Director Waite. Her work in particular was crucial to the planning and preparation for this weekend, this past weekend, and for this weekend coming up. As Councilmember Rainville noted, we have the Taste of Minnesota and the 4th of July celebrations coming up. So thanks to all of our partners that really help to keep our community safe, and I hope that everybody has a great holiday weekend as we celebrate our nation's founding. And with that, I will recognize the city attorney to provide the legal basis for our requested closed session.
Thank you, Council President. Council President, members of the council, the next items on the agenda are the cases of the litigation matter of Ahmad versus City of Minneapolis et al., and the litigation matter of Bly versus Anderson et al. These cases are in active litigation. Your lawyers wish to discuss with the council litigation strategy and/or settlement possibilities. Accordingly, under the Minnesota Open Meeting Law, Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.05, Subdivision 3B, the council may, upon a proper motion, close the meeting for the purposes of attorney-client communication. In considering the motion, the council should weigh the right of the public to know what its government is doing against the need of the city to preserve the confidentiality of its discussions with its attorneys.
Thank you, Madam City Attorney. With that, I will move that our public meeting be closed as authorized under the provisions of the Open Meeting Law, specifically Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.05, Subdivision 3B, for the purpose of discussing the litigation matters of Ahmad versus the City of Minneapolis et al. And Bly v. Anderson et al. May I have a second to that motion?
Second?
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Koski.
Aye.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilmember Vitaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Rainville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodman.
Aye.
Councilmember Wansley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Vice President Palmisano.
Aye.
President Jenkins.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries. We will now close the public portion of our meeting and convene in closed session for the viewing public. I will note that the broadcast of this meeting will continue, and the council will reconvene in public after we have concluded the closed session. Thank you. The time is now 11:37, and the city council has reconvened in open session following our closed session, and I'll ask the clerk to call a roll to verify that we do have a quorum.
Councilmember Payne.
Present.
Councilmember Koski.
Present.
Councilmember Chavez.
Present.
Councilmember Vita.
Present.
Councilmember Rainville.
Present.
Councilmember Goodman.
Present.
Councilmember Wansley.
Present.
Councilmember Johnson. Vice President Palmisano.
Present.
President Jenkins.
Present.
There are 10 present.
Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum, and with that, colleagues, we have completed our business for today, and with nothing further to come before the council, and without objection, I will declare this meeting adjourned.
We're fathers.
We're mothers.
We're sons.